They thought they could trap him with accusations. Instead, he ripped off his mic and walked out. Here's what happened. The studio lights blazed, reflecting off the sleek black floor. Cameras stood poised, silent observers, ready to capture every flicker of expression. Across a glass table sat Elon Musk and Greg Talbot. Both appeared at ease, but the air between them carried an unspoken tension. Greg, a veteran TV host known for sharp questioning and left-leaning views, had done this 1,000 times. His crisp gray suit, neatly folded hands, and carefully measured smile exuded confidence, if not sincerity. Elon, in contrast, leaned back slightly, one ankle resting on his knee. His expression was unreadable. He had done countless interviews, but this one felt different. His gut told him Greg wasn't just here to talk about Tesla, SpaceX, or his latest acquisitions. Something else lurked beneath the formalities. The show's theme music faded as the announcer's voice filled the studio. Tonight, billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk sits down with Greg Talbot in an exclusive conversation. No topic is off limits. Stay tuned for a discussion you won't forget. The red recording light blinked on. Greg adjusted his tie, turned to the camera, and began. Welcome back to the Talbot Report. Tonight we have a guest who needs no introduction. He's redefined the auto industry, launched rockets into space, and is at the center of more controversies than we can count. Elon Musk, thanks for being here. Elon gave a small nod. Thanks for having me. His voice was even, his posture relaxed, but his eyes were sharp, analyzing Greg like an equation, searching for the hidden variables. Greg wasted no time. Let's start light. A rehearsed chuckle. Twitter, or should I say X? Many believe the platform has changed dramatically under your leadership. Some say for the better, others not so much. Elon smirked. Depends who you ask. If you ask people who value free speech, they'll say it's improved. If you ask people who like censorship, they'll say it's worse. Greg raised an eyebrow. Censorship? That's a strong word. It's the right word, Elon countered. Greg let the moment hang before shifting in his seat. All right, but surely you'd agree free speech doesn't mean allowing hate to spread unchecked? Elon exhaled through his nose. He saw where this was going. What you call hate speech, someone else might call a strong opinion. The question is, who gets to decide? A bunch of unelected fact-checkers? Greg's smile was polite but didn't reach his eyes. So no regrets on how you've handled things? Elon shrugged. Mistakes? Sure. Regrets? Number Twitter was dying when I bought it. Now people actually use it. Greg nodded slowly. Interesting. Let's move on. The conversation covered Tesla's innovations, Neuralink's ambitions, and AI regulation. But Greg's tone was shifting. His questions felt more calculated, expected for an interview like this. But there was an edge creeping in, then a change. Small, almost imperceptible, but enough for Elon to notice. Greg leaned in, lacing his fingers together. His next words carried a different weight. You've built an empire, Elon, but with great power comes great scrutiny. Elon blinked, unimpressed. That's usually how it works. Greg tilted his head. Then let's address some of that scrutiny, shall we? Elon knew this was where the real interview began. The warmth was gone. The trap was set. Greg tapped his tablet. You have a reputation for pushing boundaries. Some admire it. Others say you push too far. Progress requires risk, Elon said. Greg nodded as if he agreed. Of course, but let's talk about accountability. He turned to the camera for effect. Your leadership has been called brilliant, but reckless. Former employees describe brutal work hours, unrealistic deadlines, and a culture of fear. He turned back. Are they lying? Elon let out a quiet breath. I expect high performance. We're building rockets and AI, not flipping burgers. No one is forced to work for me. They choose to because they believe in what we're doing. Greg raised a brow. Fair. But what about engineers fired for questioning your decisions? Elon shrugged. If someone isn't aligned with the mission, they shouldn't be here. No one is entitled to a job. Greg pursed his lips, weighing his next move. Then he leaned forward. Let's talk about AI. Elon barely reacted, but he noted the shift. You've called AI an existential threat, Yet you're actively developing it through XAI, Neuralink, and Tesla's self-driving tech. Isn't that contradictory? Elon gave a half smile. If you're afraid of a flood, do you just hope it never rains? Or do you build better dams? Greg let the analogy settle. So controlling AI is the only way to protect humanity? If the wrong people control it, we're in trouble. Greg's lips twitched slightly, as if waiting for that answer. Who are the wrong people? Elon's gaze was steady. Governments that prioritize control over innovation. Tech companies that put profit above ethics. Media outlets that manipulate instead of informing. Greg chuckled. So everyone but you? Elon's fingers drummed lightly against the armrest. Power isn't the problem, he said. It's who wields it, and for what purpose. Greg nodded but didn't smile. He tapped his tablet again. Let's talk about your connections. Elon's expression didn't change, but something in the air did. You've been seen with world leaders and controversial billionaires. Documents suggest private deals benefiting your companies. Some say you're not the rebel you claim to be, that you're just another billionaire protecting his interests. Elon's fingers curled slightly against the armrest. If there were backroom deals, I must have missed the memo. Greg smirked. All right then, let's be specific. Let's talk about China. The studio tensed. Tesla is the only foreign-owned automaker operating in China without a domestic partner. That's not luck, that's an exception. Your Shanghai Gigafactory has helped China's EV industry, which now competes directly with American companies. That sounds like a deal. Elon's expression darkened. We build cars there. No special favors, no hidden agreements. Greg pressed on. Unlike others, you didn't have to give up a stake of your company. Now those same Chinese firms are undercutting American automakers. Some say you helped accelerate China's dominance at America's expense. Elon let out a short breath, somewhere between amusement and irritation. Are you suggesting I committed treason? Greg hesitated. That silence was enough. Elon leaned forward. I build things. While politicians argue, I solve problems. If people twist that into something sinister, that's on them. Greg took a slow breath. People just want to know where your loyalty lies. Elon scoffed. My loyalty is to humanity's future, not a government, not a party, and certainly not the media's narrative of the week. Greg adjusted his tie, the smallest smirk tugging at his mouth. If you have nothing to hide, he said, why are you so defensive? That was it, the final straw. Elon unclipped his mic, tossed it onto the table, and stood. This isn't an interview, he said. It's a setup. Greg turned to the camera, satisfaction flickering in his eyes. Well, he exhaled dramatically. That was unexpected. And just like that, the headlines wrote themselves.